بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Islamic calendar is 12 Jumada Awal 1446. Christian calendar is 14th November 2024. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. You know, normally sometimes I used to watch the programs or videos of our brother, Baba Shuib'S. He's still a Muslim. There was a debate, or it's not a debate, sorry. There was an interview. A certain white man, Greaves Baroque, a name like that. He was interviewed by Baba Shuib'S. So, in that debate or in that interview, Baba Shuib'S said that he normally do programs on Wednesday night. So, when I heard that, then I said, okay, I will try my best and then meet you or join your program so that we discuss. So there was one Wednesday, because he said that Wednesday. So one Wednesday night, I was waiting for the program. But the mistake I did is that I didn't hear, he didn't mention exactly time. He did not mention exactly time. So I wait. I didn't see him coming on live. So I went to bed. So it was later that I said, no, let me ask him. I follow him. He's my friend on Facebook. So I asked him, what exactly time do you normally do your program on Wednesday night? And he replied, he said 9:30, Wednesday 9:30 in Ghana time. So okay. So yesterday was Wednesday. So now that he gave me a time, so I have to do everything, or I have to follow the time. So when it was 9:30, then I opened my phone. Then the program came on. He did the program all right. So he was, as usual, he was playing a certain video. There are two Muslims. They were discussing about the Hadith. So it reached a point. So one was asking his brother, you know, Angel Gabriel, which is the angel, he was saying to his brother in that video, Angel Gabriel did not give us the book direct. He gave the book or the inspiration or the revelation to Prophet Muhammad. So through his speech or his talk, it means that if you have to believe the Hadith, because he said, how are we going to know that this book or all these words are from Allah without disbelieving the Hadith? So in conclusion, according to his what he meant, meaning we should believe Hadith before the Qur'an. So Baba Shuib'S stopped the video and said that this is their logic, which they are using to confuse you. Or this is what they say. So he asked, he was saying that, so Qur'an and Hadith, which one came first? Meaning they are saying that we should believe in Hadith. Qur'an need a lawyer to confirm that that book, which is Qur'an, came from Allah. So according to them, it means that we should believe in Hadith. It was Hadith who came first. So Baba Shuib'S asked, did the Qur'an came first or it was Hadith which came first? So I was watching. That was live. That was yesterday. So I commented. I said, Hadith came first, oh Baba. So when he saw my comment, he said, look at this foolish mushrik. He said Hadith came first. Oh. He said Hadith came first. Oh. Before you go to the, I'll play the video. You hear and see it for yourself. He said, look at this foolish mushrik. He said Hadith came first. So insulting is not something that I'm not worried about that. So if he say I'm a fool, does it mean that I'm a fool? Does it mean that in front of Allah I'm a fool? If he say I'm a mushrik, I'm a kafir, does it mean that as far as he said I'm a kafir, a mushrik, a hypocrite, I will die? No. It doesn't mean that. If the whole world should call you a bad person, if you are not a bad person in front of Allah. So what it is? So I am worried the name that Allah is going to give you on Judgment Day, whether a good person or a bad person. But if a human being like me, you're calling me a bad person, it's nothing, it's normal. So he said, look at the foolish kafir, the foolish mushrik, saying that hadith came first. Now, when we go to hadith, Baba Shabo, the way you are calling us mushrik and mushrik and hypocrites, your prophet, he said, I know you don't believe, but it is in the Quran. Hadith 6045, Sahih Buhari. Sahih Buhari. Sahih Buhari. The prophet said, the Prophet ﷺ said, a Muslim should not call his brother Muslim a nickname. Do not call, let me go to the hadith, English, chapter, calling bad names and cursing. Narrated Abu Dhar that he heard the Prophet ﷺ saying, if someone accused another of fusuk by calling him fasik, when we say fasik, someone who is a Muslim but he commit adultery, he take alcohol, he's still a Muslim but he's a fasik. So the Prophet said, if someone accused another of fusuk, of calling him fasik, that is a wicked person, or accuse him of kufr, such an accusation will revert to him. E.g., that is i.e., that is accuser, the accuser, if his companion, the accused, is innocent. This hadith is telling us that if you call your brother, your Muslim brother or Muslim sister, that he is a kafir or a fusuk, if he is not a fasik or a mushrik or a hypocrite, and you call him that name that you call him will come back to you. But if he is a mushrik or a kafir or a hypocrite, then the name that you call him, it will go, he will die as such a name. But if it is not true, then the name will come back on you. So Baba Shabu, when you are calling us hypocrite, a mushrik, you have to be careful. Fools, we have to be careful. The Prophet said that if we are not, look, the whole Ahlul Sunnah on the world, on this earth, not Ghana alone, the whole world, Ahlul Sunnah on earth, Tijaniya, and then Shia, all the sets, 73, and you are Qur'aniyun, so minus 1, which is 72. So you are calling us all these sets, 72 sets are all mushrik. Because if you say that if we do not believe in the Quran alone, all of us are mushrik, we are fasik. So imagine, before you are watching me, before you give the answer, don't give me, keep the answer to yourself. Before you give the answer, how are you sure that Allah is going to kill all of us? All of us are going to die as fasik or hypocrite or hypocrite or mushrik or fools? Does it make sense that Allah is going to kill all of us? We will die as fools or mushrik or hypocrite. He alone in his group are going to die as good Muslims. Does it make sense? I am indirectly telling you that Baba Shabi is going to die he's going to die as a fool, a mushrik, a hypocrite. He said it. Who started it? It is he. The Prophet said, if you call your brother a name which is not true, that accused, that fusuk, that kafir, it will come back on you. So be careful. So before I say Baba Shabuli is a fool, before I will call, no, I will never do that. And before I will call him, I have a hujah or a proof for that. So that is it. Now let's go and watch the video. So in that video, when Baba Shabuli said that, this is this is what they are saying. So they are saying that it is Hadith which came first before Qur'an. So he asks his audience, that is we, did the Qur'an came first or Hadith? So I comment, I said that Hadith came first, so Baba. So when he saw my comment, he said, look at this foolish mushrik. He said Hadith came first. So now let's go and watch the video. Then when I come back, we'll continue. I told you, insulting me is not something that I'm worried about. Now let's go and watch the video. Now watch the video.
Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, first Jibreel alayhi salam didn't reveal the Quran to me or you, right? We didn't hear the word directly from Jibreel or Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? How do we know today that the Quran? How can we be confident that every single word in this book here is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
So this stupid statement they keep saying is that means the Quran needs a lawyer. So the Quran is not a book of guidance and it cannot speak for itself. So the Quran needs the garbage books to speak for it. Do you see the logic they are using? It means the Quran should shut up. Hey, quiet. How did you came to this world? Quiet. Somebody is going to speak for you. Your parents are here. So the parents is what? The garbage books. And they are going to speak on behalf of you, Baba Shuib. How did you came to this world? Don't speak. Shh. We are going to find some garbage parents to speak on your behalf, okay? So the Quran and the Hadith, which one came first? The Quran, right? So the Quran is now going to tell you how the Quran came about. Or the Hadith is now going to tell you how the Quran rather came about. Does it make sense? The Quran has to speak for itself. It's the book of guidance. So now God says in Quran chapter 4 verse 82, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ إِنْدِ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ لَوَجَدُوا فِيهِ
Quoting out of context.
Do they don't contemplate the Quran? Had it been from other than God, they would have found therein numerous discrepancies.
You are quoting
or
out of
contradictions.
context too.
So investigate the book claiming to be from God. That's all you need to do. There's nothing like you need another book to speak on behalf of the Quran. What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that? So you don't need to trust the Quran. You need a garbage book to tell you about the Quran before you can believe the Quran is Quran. Hey! Look at the foolish mushrik here. Look. He says Hadith came first.
Yes.
He says Hadith came before the Quran. He says Hadith came first to Baba. You need to be brain checked. Seriously, something is wrong.
Now, we heard what he said. He said, so we need the Quran to tell us how it came to us, not Hadith. It is Hadith which came first before the Quran. And this is my proof, Baba Shuib. Let's go to Sahih Bukhari. Hadith number 3. Sahih Bukhari, Hadith number 3. Hadith number 3. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I don't know whether I will leave the rest for you to read. I don't know. Now we'll go to Sahih Bukhari. This Sahih Bukhari. And then Hadith number 3. Hadith number 3. This Hadith number 3. Now let's go. This is Hadith number 3. Narrated Aisha. Let me skip the English, the Arabic, the English chapter. The mother of the faithful believers. The commencement of the divine inspiration to Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in the form of good dream, which came through like bright daylight, and then the love of seclusion was bestowed upon him. He used to go in seclusion in the cave of Hira, where he used to worship Allah alone continuously for many days before he decided to see his family. He used to take with him the journey food for the stay and then come back to his wife Khadija to take his food likewise again until suddenly the truth descended upon him while he was in the cave of Hira. The angel came to him and asked him to read. Now this is my point. The angel came to him and asked him to read. The angel came to him and asked him to read. The prophet replied, I do not know how to read. The Prophet ﷺ added, the angel caught me forcefully and pressed me so hard that I could not bear it anymore. Then he released me and again asked me to read, and I replied, I do not know how to read, and I do not know how to read. Thereupon he caught me again and pressed me a second time till I could not bear it anymore. He then released me and again asked me to read. But again I replied, I do not know how to read. Or what shall I read? Thereupon he caught me for the third time and pressed me, and then released me and said, read in the name of your Lord, who has created all that exists, created man from a cloth. Read, and your Lord is the Most High. That is Quran chapter 96, verse number 1 to number 2, number 3. Now, if you are sent to deliver a message, what you have to do when you reach there, just deliver the message. But when you are doing other things, you go here and come here, it's not part of the message. So the angel is supposed to tell the prophet straight. At the moment the prophet saw him, he said that, Ikra, bismi rabbika allazi khalaqa, khalaqa al-insana min alaq, Ikra wa rabbuka al-akram, allazi allama. You see, it should continue without any words. But this time around, when the prophet saw him, he said that he caught me. He asked me to read. So, the angel asked the prophet to read. Ask the prophet to read is an hadith. Since we all believe that the revelation was from the angel to Prophet Muhammad. So at the moment he comes to the Prophet Muhammad, he should start reveal the message to him. No comments. But this time around, it wasn't like that. So my point here is that when he say he caught me, because the definition of a hadith means the speech and the action and the consent. Whatever the prophet said is hadith, if only it is not the revelation of the Qur'an. Whatever he said is hadith. Whatever he did is hadith. He saw somebody. When he saw somebody and he did not say anything about that, meaning he saw someone do something, but he didn't say the person should leave or should do it. That is another hadith. So there are three categories or three ways the definition of hadith are: his words or his speech, his action, and then his consent. So this time around, the prophet said that he catch me. So catching the prophet is a hadith. Asking the prophet to read is hadith. The prophet to see the angel is hadith. I saw him, because when he go back to his wife, he said that I saw angel. I saw it. So I was afraid. You can find this in other Quran verses. So when he went to his wife, he said, cover me, zambiluni, zambiluni. And Allah said that, Ya ayyuhal muzammil. So the word zambiluni, cover me. Or Ya ayyuhal mudassir. All these are in the Quran. So if I say that, or when I say that, it is hadith which came first before the Quran. This is my point. Sahih Buhari, go into Sahih Buhari and read it. The angel did not come to the prophet and start reading the revelation. No. he caught the Prophet and he pressed the Prophet, and the Prophet said that he pressed me until I could not bear it anymore. Then he left me. Then he said, read. The word read is not the Quran. It's supposed to be Ikra, listen or read in the name of your Lord. That is the Quran verse. But only read. It was from the angel to the prophet. They were talking, say, read. How do I read? He said, read. So my point is that when the angel told the prophet to read, and the prophet said, I don't know how to read, telling the prophet to read is hadith. So that's my point. If you're watching me, wherever you're watching me from, I'll leave it to you. I am sure that those who are watching Baba Shuib'S videos, you are not kids. You are mature people. So just think about this hadith. Just think about it. Did the prophet? It's okay. I'll leave you here. So when I say that hadith came first before the Quran, this is my proof. Sahih Bukhari, hadith number 3. Where is it? The prophet said that the angel catch him and he say read. And he said, I do not know how to read. So when he came back into to the house, he was saying that cover me. It is in the hadith. Cover me. So and Allah called him with that name. Ya ayyuhal muzammil. Ya ayyuhal mudassir. All is in the Quran. And I'll give you see all of them in the end of this video. I'll put all of them there, inshallah. So please, thank you for watching, and please comment and like and share, especially share. When you share, remember, last I told you that the Prophet said that help me spread the message. You are not doing any video to spread the message of Islam, but yours is to share. Share, please share. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.